Okay, welcome back to the analysis of Act 1. So again, just a reminder that the things involved are suggestions and hints about what it shows about Eric and Gerald, and some of the other things I'd pick up on, but I'm just going to talk about the blue, red and purple. So you can see here from Mr. Birling, he's talking about Eva Smith here, and it's quite a patriarchal view as well. She had a lot to say. He's talking about Eva Smith, far too much. She had to go. So this is his very capitalist, bourgeoisie, middle class view of working class women. She had a lot to say. So he doesn't believe working class people should talk. They should just do as they're told. Far too much. Almost as if women shouldn't be allowed to talk. He had to get rid of her. So I think he felt threatened by her there, you know, that's his power and control being asserted over the working class. And because of the capitalist society, he could do that. And then he even, and it's interesting, the use of the phrase "these people." He says, if you don't come down sharply on these people, he's talking about the working class here. So he's saying if you don't be harsh and horrible and cruel, then they're going to be asking for everything. They're going to want everything. And Birling believes that working class people don't deserve it. And look at the counter here. I think this is where, remember I said there's a power battle going on. The inspector, as a socialist, says it's better to ask for the earth than to take it. And that's a reference to Birling and his capitalist views. It's better to ask for what you don't have than to just take it like the Birlings are and the Crofts are, just taking the money and mistreating people. So his view is completely opposite then. And because they're set up as opposites, that's a good double quote to take there. The main one from this here is just Birling's view of working class women. He assumes that because she leaves, that she gets into trouble, goes on the street. The assumption is that, working class people do stupid things or they get into their own trouble and that's their fault. He doesn't believe that working class people are educated, or he doesn't respect them in any way. When Sheila enters, it's interesting here we get another power battle between Birling and the inspector. So the Birling says to his own daughter, run along. It's quite, the way he talks to her, he talks down to her. So again, there's patriarchal society. But the inspector fights Birling in this way. There's that power dynamic, you know, no, you can't go anywhere, Miss Birling. And look how more respectful he is, you know, Miss Birling as opposed to Sheila. And I know Arthur Birling's the father, but still you definitely get a sense that the inspector is being a little bit more respectful there. The inspector also talks about Eva Smith, again, quite emotively, talks about the fact that several hours of agony. So again, we really empathise and feel really bad, and feel the inspector really genuinely feels bad about it too. Again, I don't know how you view this, but the inspector, when Sheila asks, was she pretty? And again, another reference to the fact that does it matter that she's pretty, that they, you know, she was treated really badly? The inspector does say she was very pretty. And the inspector does really, again, counter Birling when he says, you know, it's nothing to do with me. I can't think of it as a big deal that I fired her. And the inspector, notice the short sentence, the girl's dead though. There's that just factual statement as a reminder that he should feel something and he should feel responsible, and that's his intention. And then we get this description here, just to finish off with what Eva Smith is like. So things we learn about her. So she's had 2 months without work. Both her parents are dead. She's got no home. She's got very few friends or relatives. She's half starved. She's desperate. Look at that list of how horrendous her life is. And again, it's about building real sympathy for a girl that's clearly had a really hard life, which is really opposite to Sheila, who's described in the stage directions as very pleased with life. Really important. They're set up as complete opposites there.